Hey. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Happy holidays. I hope you're having a wonderful December. And oh my God, it's like crazy that it's almost a couple of days to the end of 2020. How crazy has this year been? And how like sad for me it has been kind of like that roller coaster of up and downs emotions, which is basically entrepreneurship and how things go along with life and business and all the things in between. So, thank you so much for being here. I have amazing news for you. There's things that me and my assistant have been working in the back end of our business and I just been lately just, retouching base on my messaging and retouching base on what is it that we're trying to do in this Facebook group, right? And the message that we want to try to create in this um, Facebook group. Jessica, hi. Excited to see you too. Thank you so much for being here. Drop a comment below and let me know where you're at and what's the weather like. Today is actually gonna supposed to snow starting around 2 p.m. Eastern time. So we're expecting snow and tomorrow we're expecting snow as well. So let me know what's the weather like where you're at, like, right? Um Cool. So we are going to two things that I want to tell you. I want you to be part of this new change that's coming in this Facebook group. And this is, we're going to have a name change, right? So one of the things that I feel that is misaligned a little bit in this group is that I, around 2 years ago, before COVID hit, I was actually doing networking meetings every month in New York City in the midst of like getting to know people and just getting out of that the end of my laptop. And I created a networking meeting called Profitable Moms in Business. And that's why I created this group at the very beginning, to have that sense of community and not lose the aspect of, of networking, of support and community. Because I know that one of the things that have helped me a lot in business is actually knowing that I'm not alone in doing this, right? Knowing that I can have support, that I can reach out to people who are going through the same struggles, through the same highs and the same lows as me. So, with that said, I created this Facebook community called Profitable Moms in Business, right? But as I am growing and as I am seeing like the things that I'm putting out there and what I am an expert at and why um what I mostly talk about is really about, strategy and support around your business, right? I don't really talk much. Of course, I'm a mom, and that's why I connect with other moms in business. And that's why I was doing that networking meeting for, to be able to create that safe space to talk about being a mom and being a business. But I also sense that in the past couple of months that I've been coming live every Wednesday to this group, I see that I don't talk much about being a mom or, being a mom in business, right? So there's not much content that is correlated or in alignment to what the actual purpose of the Facebook group was in the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see how you want to move forward, because actually this Facebook group, I didn't just create it just for me, just to like put content out there. I created it for you. So I'm going to give you actual a say in what are the new changes that are going to come up. So one of the first thing is we're going to change the name of the Facebook group. Whether you feel aligned with the things and the content that I bring to you in this Facebook group, um, and if you feel aligned that the name of the Facebook group is aligned, which I don't feel that it is anymore, um, But if you do feel that it's aligned, then we can keep the name, right? But I'm gonna give you three different names to change the name of the group. I'm going to create a poll in the Facebook group, and I would love for you to just answer that poll and let me know which one is the best for you, right? So it's in your hands to what you want to name this group, right? So one, I love the aspect of this word profitable, right? So at the end of the day, we want to create a business that's profitable, whether we're doing it through a website or whether we're doing it through community, through support in any way, shape, or form. um, we want to talk about profitability and how we can be able to get clients and do it in a way that it's authentic to ourselves, right? So the first name is Profitable Business Community, right? That could be one option of the name. The second one is Profitable Business Marketing. Well, now that I see it, like profitable marketing in business, whether I'm going to change that wording a little bit. I'm going to put it in the poll and see what is best. And if you have like another name that you want to come up with it, just tell me your options. Okay. And then the last one would be profitable women in business. So instead of like having that disconnect, because I'm not really talking about, um, you know, mom in specifics, I'm mostly talking about business strategies and websites and, and coaching you through the support of a business. I really feel that this can be more connected to what uh, the actual Facebook group is for, right? So, profitable woman in business. I really like that one, but let me know in the comments. Again, you are the one that's going to decide the name of this Facebook group and how you feel that is connected and aligned with the content and the expertise that I can bring to this Facebook group. Um, you're expecting a storm, Jessica. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully everything goes good. Um, okay, so with that said, there's another announcement that I wanted to make is that I actually we're open for enrollment for a branding workshop, right? So this is the very first time I'm going to be offering this, and this is it's called, of course, Profitable Branding Workshop. And this workshop is a 3-hour workshop where you'll learn how to create a brand that attracts your ideal client, right? So I am really, really excited for you to join us in this workshop because it's going to go deep into understanding how you can use your brand, and not just your fonts and colors, but your brand message to attract your ideal clients and be able to use your website as a form of, not just uh, part of your business, but as a marketing strategy to help you create um, more clients and increase your profitability. So, with that said, the links to the workshop is in the show notes here, and please, please, please just check it out. See if you have any questions. Just let me know about the workshop. It will be on January 12th between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., a 3-hour workshop. Of course, I'm going to be giving you breaks. There's going to be dance breaks, and we're going to have so much fun around it. With that said, I'm going to go into what we're going to be talking about today, which is how to know if you're talking to the right person, right? So how do you know if you're talking to your right person on your website, right? So let me ask you this. Are you really talking to your ideal client on your website, right? And if you're not, how do you know for sure, right? So that's what we're going to dive deep in today, because sometimes you may think that you're talking to the right person, but you're actually not. So I want to tell you a question that you can ask yourself so you can distinguish whether you're doing the right job at attracting your ideal client in your website. So, but first, I want to tell you a little bit about my client. Her name is Sarah, not to this butcher her name. Um, that's a fake name actually for her name. Sarah came to me because she was trying to create a website for a new business that she was creating. She already had a brick and mortar business and a very successful business that she's running, but this is the first time that she actually wanted to go online to use her website as a means to create this other business that she wants to create, which is actually helping other mental health counselors open up their own private practice because um, she she has her own experience of opening her private practice. So now she wants to teach other mental health counselors how to do that from the very beginning, right? So she was very clear of who her ideal client was, right? And yes, this is the first step to attracting clients on your website and converting them into clients. You have to be very, very, very clear on who your ideal client is, right? If you don't know who you're attracting, then it's going to be hard to attract that person, right? So being clear on your ideal client didn't negate the fact that her website was not speaking to her ideal client. Just because you know who your ideal client is doesn't mean you're actually speaking to them how you need to speak to them to attract, right? So when she came to me, she knew who that person was, but she didn't know how to speak to them, right? Um, that means that being clear on your ideal client, it's only the first step. It's not the overall thing, right? And she what I did was I took a look at her website. I took a look at what she had, how she was talking to her ideal client. And let me just give you an example, right? So, um, she she said in her before we started working with her, she had on her website as a statement in the very first beginning. She had a statement called "The Mental Health Counselor's Place, home to the L- LMAC, who is well, to the mental health counselor who is contemplating on or ready to start a private practice, right? Don't get me wrong, this is like actually like very clear to her point. She's speaking to the actual mental health counselor. She knows who her ideal client is. But then I asked her this question, right? Would you actually speak to your ideal client if she was in front of you that way? Would you actually say the mental health counselor's place, home to the mental health counselors who are contemplating or are getting ready to build a private practice? Would you actually speak to that person if they were in front of you, if they were next to you, if they were having a conversation with you, right? And she said no. So that's when she realized that, sorry, I get spam calls a lot. So that's when she realized that you could be very, very clear on who your ideal client is and still not actually speak to them in a way that can resonate with them, right? So this is mainly because often we want to sound professional and we want to add, those fancy wordings and those things that make us feel like we're sounding smart and stuff. But if you could actually just let go of the fancy wording and the fancy praises and actually trying to speak or sound professional, and you would just like speak to your ideal client the same way you would speak to your ideal client if they were in front of you, then you would actually be able to attract that person even faster. Right. So, one of the things that I always tell my clients is that the other person that's viewing your website um, is not just like when you go on Google and you see how many people have viewed your website, you can just view those people as numbers on a page, right? These are real people that are having human feelings and connections, and they have dreams and they have desires and they have things that they want and they have pain points and they have pleasure points, right? So it's a real human. So how can we make a website so human to human connection that actually provokes a feeling of, starting a conversation with you. And that starts by that, by creating that relationship of really understanding that your ideal client is human. So talk to them like you're human. Don't talk to them like you're a robot. Don't talk to them like you're about to, like, you know um stand on stage and talk to a million people. Just talk to that one person who you know very well, and who you know that you can be able to help them through something, right? So that's like the first, like, there has to be some type of mindset shift around you creating that aspect of your ideal client, right? Because if that doesn't happen, if that mind shift doesn't happen, it's going to be very hard for you to actually create copy and create a brand and create, brand message that's going to stick and that's going to attract your ideal client. And that's why it's critical for you to understand how actually a brand message works, and how that connection goes in relation to you attracting your ideal client, actually getting that person who's viewing your website to actually click and buy a service, right? So, um, that's why I want to invite you to actually, whatever you learn from today, is actually think about how would you actually speak to your ideal client if they were in front of you, right? And then there's more to it, of course. You have to understand more towards the strategy around your website, how your fonts and your colors can provoke a feeling towards that, right? Because it's not about just having pretty pictures and pretty fonts and pretty colors. It's about having a brand message that actually can get people to buy, right? It's having a brand message that talks to a person, to a real human being, and actually lets them know how you can be able to help them move from point A to point B, which is a transformation that you're providing within your services or your product, right? So I want to invite you to come to the Profitable Branding Workshop on January 12th at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And yes, there will be a recording of the session if you cannot attend live. But I want you to attend live because it is a workshop. We are going to be creating your brand message on that day. We are going to be figuring out what are you going to be your fonts and your colors and your whole branding kit around that, right? But not only that, I'm going to show you the step-by-step framework on how I use um, a brand message to attract, to connect, and to have them take action on your website, right? So, if you're ready to understand and learn more on how to attract your ideal clients, I want you to join me on this workshop. This is going to be the best investment you ever make when it comes to your business, when it comes to attracting, because you really do need to understand the psychology behind all this, right? You really need to learn this if you want to attract clients without having to push or be a salesperson or be, that icky salesperson that we don't want to be, right? It's like, I'm going to be teaching you real marketing strategies that's going to help you create a brand message for you to be able to attract your ideal clients. So, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you next Wednesday, and I hope to see you in this workshop on January 12th. And I would see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.